What is one popular belief you strongly disagree with? Never second guess yourself. Always fucking second guess yourself. You can avoid doing some really dumb shit as I have. Never second guess yourself. People with their camera on, waiting for the drunk guy to light that firecracker between his butt cheeks. That family is more important than anyone else and that they'll always be there for you. Not everyone is lucky enough to have a family like that. Blood is thicker than water. The actual saying is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. The saying actually means that bonds that you've made by choice are more important than the people that you are bound to by the water of the womb. That all elders should be respected. You have to earn it. You are not entitled to it by simply existing for long enough. I'd like to chime in and add that not everyone who is old is wise. Wisdom is obtained from learning from past experiences. If you haven't experienced anything or learned from it, you aren't wise. I often meet a lot of older people who seem to think that because they are old I should take their word on a lot of subjects because they think they're more wise than me. Oftentimes the only variable that implies they have more wisdom is their age. I've also gotten terrible advice from older people who seem to think their age grants them the status of a smell on a lot of topics. That everything happens for a reason. No bitch. Sometimes things just happen. Sort by controversial. Edit. Honest recon thought. Don't sort by controversial. 'Tis a silly and political place. Spare yourself from that shit show. In fact, leave Reddit. Delete the app and block it from all your devices. Go hug your dog or play with your child instead. Yep. Most top answers is vaccines don't work or always listen to elders kind of shit. Live. Laugh. Live. Die. Cry. Hate. Listen to your elders. They're older and therefore wiser. I'm sorry, but I ain't taking any advice from that pensioner wearing his underpants over his trousers. The do your own research crowd. Should you research into topics? Yes. But should you then ignore actual research done by real scientists because some hack told you otherwise? No. Like, use some discretion, damn it. That I'm going to hell simply because I'm not religious. Or indoctrined to a specific religion. Agnostic. Working hard guarantees a good life. Sometimes working hard turns out to just be hard and doesn't pay off. That you can create your own truth. With the right personality disorder anything is possible. That, insert political person name here, is looking out for what is best for, insert group of people here. That Republicans are inherently bad people. Downvote the fuck out of me. The vast majority aren't. And the fringe of the right is not so unlike the fringe of the left. See riots. My dad is a Republican. I just don't see the whole damn thing. He's a Republican for the stances on financial stuff. The customer is always right. The customer is almost always an entitled piece of shit. Keeping family members in your life when they're toxic to you. As someone who is not in contact with my dad, the amount of people who've said that I should get back in contact with him because I might regret it is staggering. I shouldn't have to explain the really awful stories and reasoning for my choice to every person who learns he's not in my life. Believing you are the opposite gender doesn't make you that gender. Here's the thing, if you're an adult and ask me to refer to you by a certain name or pronoun, I will use it. That's a matter of simple respect. That being said, how I personally feel about it isn't relevant. It is not my job to validate your choices. Telling someone that there are other fish in the sea when they don't want to have sex with fish they want Becky. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Most of them are actively trying to avoid you. The ones you do catch are often not worth keeping. By law, you're not allowed to keep the small ones. That everyone falls into one of two political categories. Democracy is the end-all be-all of all socio-political ideologies. I'm not saying that I know of something better. But it's got tons of flaws, and just because it's the best we have right now doesn't mean we don't keep looking towards the future and other possibilities. Democracy depends on the assumption that the people are qualified to make decisions for the country. But time and time again, that has been proven false. The value of victim-offender narratives as a basis for collective action. Indeed, this power structures are so much more than victim-offender narratives. They're a hell of a lot more complex. Cancel culture is a good thing. Yes. Internet hate mobs are a bad thing and we need to ameliorate them. But people getting called out for things they say is an unqualified good. If they have changed and become better people, they have an opportunity to apologize and create learning growth moments for everyone. People are just upset they can't be publicly shitty anymore. Get over it. You aren't entitled to being edgy. We just need to cancel people who deserve being cancelled. I think it was the creator of the FNAF games who almost got cancelled because he voted for Donald Trump. Now, I don't agree with Donald Trump. And I wouldn't vote for the man no matter the circumstances. But that doesn't change the fact that in America, people can vote for whoever they want and shouldn't receive hate for it or being cancelled. The creator ended up receiving accusations of homophobia. Or something like that. Did nobody stop to consider the possibility that maybe the reason this guy voted for Trump is because the creator prioritizes the military? And Trump aligns with that viewpoint. And he doesn't deserve to be cancelled for having that viewpoint. The whole concept of having a soulmate is all hallmark junk. There is no one perfect person for you. Every relationship takes real work no matter how well you mesh together. Capitalism. It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, and the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard for their own self-interest. That anyone with a substantial internet following has to use their platform for good and owes people their opinion on pressing matters. I promise you the 17-year-old who's famous for lip-syncing doesn't have anything worthy to say about racial injustice. It can be really counterproductive, potentially harmful to have apolitical people be forced to speak on certain topics. That X country invaded Y country because they wanted to help the people there. Afghanistan. Anyone? That Rex has tiny arms. I think they had wings that resembled the mechanics of a chicken wing. The idea of if someone express a counter view, it is okay to call them a Nazi, racist, Zionist Jewish shill, act, as a default reply to that person. That theists are more moral than atheists. That the earth is flat. It's been proven to be a sphere countless times. Some people just want something to complain about. Most don't actually believe it. The few who do are just very gullible. The existence of supernatural things. No. Not every country wants to be like the US. Nobody thinks that. That tipping is acceptable as a practice. It isn't. I don't care if servers talk about how much money they make doing it. It's a way to fuck everybody except a business owner. That's the real winner. It reduces their labor costs significantly, overpaying a wage. But nope. We'd rather do math and feel guilty after a meal. And servers want to prop up this system for their own short-sightedness. Fucking standoff shit if you ask me. Believe all women. Do or do not, there is no try, bitch. What? How the fuck am I supposed to do if I don't try? Star Wars has a lot of philosophical sounding remarks that are made to sound exactly that. Don't even get me started on the anger turns to hate line. Love yourself the way you are. Maybe the way you are is not good. Maybe you're a fat sloth. Maybe you are responsible for your mistakes in your own life. So maybe stop with love yourself the way you are bullshit and become a person you want to love. The right wing's idea that traitors should prosper. Instantly downvoted by someone. For some reason. What traitors are you talking about? God. I don't care how much I offend you. But the fact the whole fucking planet have been convinced there is some invisible entity of some sort that controls our fate and applies our moral compass only shows how insane humans can be. It's the same reason people can be convinced to vote for Trump or there is any logical reason to object to the vaccine. People are absolutely prone to being brainwashed. Your need to feel validated and have a sense of power over people doesn't entitle you to change proven science. You all know what I'm on about. Flat earthers. Duh. Getting up early in the morning sucks. Everyone is different. Pineapple does not belongs on pizza. Right-wing ideology. Same can be said about left-wing ideology. Those incredibly stupid, rage-click possible fetish videos where those dumbass adults make sloppy dishes that no one in their right mind would eat. It's so wasteful and the videos are so annoying. I legit hate them so much. That you need to choose between a liberal education or a marketable skill set, i.e. trades, STEM, prof licenses. They're not mutually exclusive to each other. And they're both vital to a person's well-being in society. The marketable skills allow you to live a comfortable life. And the liberal education ensures that you have the critical thinking skills to not fall for bullshit like MLMs, conspiracy theories, and anti-vax propaganda. I firmly believe that peace is overrated. Throughout history, violence has always achieved much more. Edit. I should have been more clear. I'm not advocating for warfare. I'm talking about political change. Sitting in a designated corner of the city yelling in an echo chamber doesn't do anything. Blocking traffic, marching through the streets, burning down shit, etc. can actually spur change. Gandhi accomplished a lot, but if it wasn't for the violent revolutionaries, then India would still be under British rule. MLK accomplished a lot, but he would be nowhere without the people that actually fought. Violence makes things happen, but it has no correlation with making good things happen. That hard work pays off. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you chop down some trees and build a beautiful log cabin that your wife takes her boss to instead of the work trip they were supposedly on. And sometimes less effort pays off more. Like storing fuel in the crawl space beneath the cabin instead of carrying the drums up to the utility room. And neglecting the broken hob on the gas stove that your wife's boss likes to use to light his post-sex cigarettes. Rip my cabin. That the world is going down the pan and we live in terrible times. That I need to have kids and spend the rest of my life and money raising them in order to have a happy and satisfied life. The customer is always right. Weed should be normalized. It shouldn't be. That you need to have children to feel real love or be fulfilled in life. The existence of God and the supposed need to exist of humankind. All of that is bullshit. Why is this a top comment when sorting by controversial? That Jews rule the world. If we did, then I wouldn't be sitting and complaining at my 9-5 about a pay raise. Automated vending machines are far worse at actually delivering the food drink you want. In terms of the delivery speed. Automated. As opposed to zero automation. That is, they are family, you can't cut them out of your life even though they abused or did something horrible to you. A man shouldn't cry. How about knowing that crying is not a sissy thing someone does? Chic filler fries are undercooked and almost inedible. People are bad and selfish. Nope. It's the environment. Of course you have a small percentage that has a disorder. But most people are decent. Always be yourself, sometimes you suck and need to change. The Virgin Mary. In the words of Christopher Hitchens, which is more likely? That the whole natural order is suspended or that a Jewish minx should tell a lie? She was Jewish? Has no effect on this but still a question. That nuclear power is bad. That every woman isn't complete without a man. What is a queen without her king? More powerful? That everyone is basically good. Most people are 72 hours away from becoming animals. Feminism is a general thing. Just not a fan. God. The idea that circumcision is a good thing to do for a baby. Sure. It's necessary in some situations. But I don't think mutilating a baby's genitalia as a preventative measure is a good thing. Things will get better. It's more like things could get better or they could get a lot worse. There are times where things look really horrible and they will pass. The problem is many terrible things won't pass. There is a part of you stuck at that moment. Nematodes are people too. 5-second rule. If food fell in a pile of poo, would you still eat before 5 seconds? I think the 5-second rule really only applies to open floor. Not a pile of shit or puke or anything else. I am sure most people wouldn't eat food if it fell in a pile of shit, but then again you never know. A god of any kind. We used to believe lightning was caused by gods, now we can show how it happens with science. This has been the way for hundreds of years, with science slowly proving things aren't God's doing. The logical conclusion is that there isn't a God. It was made up way back when to explain the gaps in human knowledge, since we don't like the unknown. How religions still exist is utterly insane if you ask me. I always say God didn't create man. Man created God. Most religious beliefs. I also don't like garlic bread. No garlic bread? If hell existed. Believe me buddy. You would be going, huffing with anger face. Depression can be eased with exercises. That unpopular opinions are actually unpopular. Or that threads asking about unpopular opinions are remotely original. Guilty as charged. That it matters in the slightest which way you hang your toilet paper roll. If you're an adult who suddenly can't function because you have to pull the toilet paper from a certain side, society needs to leave you behind. That dinosaurs did not exist and their bones were planted there. It's better to shit in the sink than to sink in the shit. Simply not true. It is what it is. Fuck that. Don't accept defeat. Change that shit. But do accept no as an answer. You can do anything you put your mind to. Nope, you're limited with your education, environment, upbringing, finances, and other things. Yes, trying hard will get you far, but sometimes it doesn't without a proper backing. There really are very few things you can't do though despite those things. It takes dedication and time, but really most things are possible if you really commit to doing them. The church. Religion is entirely different from what those humans preach. Get hate. But I said what I said. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens for a reason. You are not special. Nobody is. Come watch TV. All of these terrible people that have done terrible things should have some path to redemption. Not that they are getting out of prison or anything, but they need a legitimate chance to turn themselves around. If we rob them of that, there is no possibility they can change. I'm talking all the viral videos we see of virulent people acting in shameful ways. The Bill Cosbys of the world. Etc. I think the popular opinion is internet justice. Make sure they lose their lives and jobs and suffer for eternity. Yes. The other day I had an argument with someone who wanted to bring back the death sentence. And when I said that they deserve a second chance, they said why? I don't know, but I feel it. I don't need to explain it. It may be rooted in my religious views, but I think that PPL can change, and IDKY that if someone does something wrong everyone thinks that they can never change. That cats are better than dogs. Every opinion matters should be respected. Nobody really gives a crap what your opinion is 99% of the time, and sometimes it's just wrong. To be upset and violent towards ignorant people, racists, bigots, homophobes, people who can't mind their own business. It won't teach or solve anything. They don't know any better. If they did, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. That religious beliefs should be respected. Let's be honest. Any religion that isn't your own religion sounds absurd. I'm not going to go around talking bad about anyone because of their religious beliefs. But they ought to know that everyone not practicing that religion thinks that their core belief system is bogus, and that atheists and people of other religions believe that religious moderates create the environment that allow religious extremists to exist. Yet, here we are in 2021. People still acting like religion is rational. I'll take those down votes now. It's never the victim's fault. Like I should have just not involved myself in the situation. Some people need help. Exactly, especially if it's happened multiple times, because you're constantly making the same bad decisions and not learning from it. Obviously things still happen whether you make good or bad decisions, but at least try to be safe. Most of the time it's not their fault. But sometimes they were clearly being dumb. Don't judge a book by its cover. If you dress up like a shit rat and cover yourself in sports brand tattoos, you are telling me exactly what opinion you want me to have. That's a choice you are making. Also working in private investigations and loss prevention. It was my job for about 8 years to judge everyone by a glance, non-racially of course. So that might also be part of it. Many animals act like this. That means we can too. No. Animals do many things us humans should absolutely avoid. I will never forget a comment I read on a video of a panda with a baby. I can't remember the exact wording, but she made the video about abortion. We humans kill our babies before they are born. We should be more like this, pandas, and care for our babies. Pandas are not parental role models. Never give up. Fuck that. Give up often. When it makes sense. Only stick with the important things. Get a load off this guy. He thinks in the future there's going to be retirement. LOL. I hope you're expecting to be the beneficiary of some colossal inheritance or something. The government dictating your health decisions. That you're an adult at 18. Or 21 for that matter. You're not. You're a kid until you're at least 30. 30 is young. So if you haven't figured out your life by then, you're good, hun. You're doing great. You still can be successful and achieve all your dreams and do all the things you want. Don't let society tell you otherwise and keep pushing. Also, success doesn't mean rich or famous. Success is having a goal and enjoying the process of trying to reach it. Celebrate small steps. Get excited for new projects. You've got this. The notion that karma will always bite people's ass in the end, as if there's some sort of cosmic force that will punish bad behavior and reward those who act well. While it's true that you will mostly take what you give, I have seen enough assholes get what they want and good people suffer to even remotely believe karma is a thing. Happy wife, happy life. Needs to be happy spouse. Happy house. That intelligence equals success. I've known some supposedly smart people that haven't gone anywhere in life. Beliefs are increasingly irrelevant. Our true future and survival lies in what we can objectively know about reality. Maybe not a popular belief, but a lot of people think Mother is a good movie. I don't. I hate it. Any common opinion found in this site? I don't know what to believe in anymore. That you have to have children to have a happy and fulfilling life. That you're either with me or against me in politics. Far too often do I hear someone meet a Republican or Democrat and just instantly hate them. We're all Americans except for the non-Americans reading this. Why can't we just act fucking civil?